morning, yoga students, teacher training students, might I add. I thought it might be a good idea to put the short yin practice with the hand mudras on the Padlet so that you all might avail yourself to that. And for those of you who didn't make it to this weekend's, or I should say April weekend's training, then you can do the practice that was given to us. So I'm not going to make this very long because the Padlet won't accept really long videos. So I invite you to come down onto your mat and have handy bolster, blocks, blanket, which I have underneath of me. Come into easy sit and take just about 3 breaths here just to settle yourself in, to settle down. Breathing and relaxing, breathing in, maybe doing some sama pranayama. Sama pranayama is breathing in to the same count as you breathe out. So in other words, inhaling to a count of 6, exhaling to a count of 6. In through the nose, out through the nose. And as you do these breath practices, make sure that you are relaxing through your jaw, relaxing through your brow, relaxing through your shoulders. Your hands are resting comfortably on your knees, palms down. Eyes can be closed, eyes can be focused outward to a drishti. These poses that I am going to provide you, which were provided to us by Dennis and Kathy Lang, are going to be held for 5 minutes. You will have an indication when they're halfway through, and you will be notified when we have 30 minutes to go. The reason that we notify you on those points is so that you can either get more comfortable in the pose, change a prop out if you don't need it anymore, or just simply stay where you are. At the end, at the 30-second notification, you will know that it's nearly over and that we'll move into a transition pose. We're going to use hand mudras in all of these poses that we're going to do. And I'm just going to briefly read to you that mudras are hand gestures used to strengthen and purify the body, the mind, and the spirit by ensuring the free flow of natural energy, or prana, as we call it, around your body to bring radiant health and inner peace. The very first mudra that we will do with our hands is called Varuna Mudra. So you will join the tips of your little finger and your thumb. Keep the other 3 fingers extended but relaxed. So little finger and thumb on both hands. Now you can remember that. You don't have to get into the pose with it like that. It could be a little awkward. But when we come into it, I'll remind you of the hand mudra, Varuna Mudra. So our first yin pose is going to be a seated spinal twist, Matsyendrasana. Bring your left leg up toward you. Cross your left leg over your right. Take your right arm and wrap it around your left leg. Left hand comes behind you. Find the heel of the hand reaching the floor. If it doesn't reach the floor, use a block. And then gently, not with effort, not with a striving kind of mindset, turn your body towards the space to your left. And just simply breathe. No technique is needed. Remember to touch your little finger and your thumb. Do it just on your right hand as the left hand is holding you up. And relax the other 3 fingers. They don't need to stick straight up. I'm going to time you now. And I will let you know when you have come to the halfway point. And all I ask you to do here is relax, maybe close your eyes, feel your way into this pose. Any prana, any energy movement flowing through, maybe in that left hip, The thumb in this mudra represents the fire element. And when it meets the little finger, which is the water element, this restores moisture into your body. This mudra purifies and nourishes our bodies. It nourishes our body's fluid elements, and particularly blood and lymph. It has a rehydrating effect, eliminating dryness from the body while restoring homeostasis. Continue to hold and to breathe, softening your neck. Keeping Varuna Mudra active in that right hand. You're halfway into this pose. Can you relax a little deeper? Can you soften around any hard edges? Can you feel that thumb and little finger continuing to touch, bringing hydration into the body, stimulating the flow of blood and lymph? Varuna Mudra. You're in the last 30 seconds of this pose. If you've lost your mudra, reestablish it. Thumb and ring and little finger, thumb and little finger in Varuna Mudra. And then slowly unwind yourself, stretching out your legs and releasing yourself down all the way on your mat in the Shavasana pose. And we'll stay here for one moment. Transitions in Yin are very important to establish the movement of the energy into the body, and to bring the feeling part of the pose into the forefront so that you feel what you've been doing. And then very slowly make your way all the way back up to seated. Very good. Now we're going to go into deer forward pose. But before we go into deer forward pose, I'm going to talk to you about the hand mudra that we're going to be used. It's called pranapana. Pranapana. With the right hand, now I'm mirroring you in the poses, but I'm actually using my hands here. With the right hand, bring the tip of the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger together. The pinky finger and the ring finger stay loose. Then with the left hand, you're going to join the thumb to the tips of the middle and ring fingers so that the index finger and the little finger stay loose and relaxed. So I will repeat those to you when we get down onto the floor. You're going to have a bolster for this. Deer forward pose, and we'll do it on the left side. You're going to bring that left leg up into the inner thigh. Then you're going to take that right leg and bring it behind you. Your bolster will go all the way over here to your right side, or left side, I'm sorry. Left leg, right leg, bolster on the left side. And you're going to, the further back you can go to drape your chest, the deeper the twist. Now you may need to have a block to place your head on. And then you're going to let your arms relax. So let's get into the pose. I'm going to stay here for just a second till you're all in the pose. And then once you're in the pose, we're going to go into the pranapana mudra. So again, with your right hand, bring the tips of your thumb, index, and middle fingers together. Thumb, index, middle fingers together. Keep your ring finger and your pinky finger extended but relaxed. Then with your left hand, join the thumb to the tips of your middle and ring fingers. Keep your index finger and your pinky extended but relaxed. I'm going to start the timer right now. And I want you to find a relaxed place in this deer forward pose, keeping your mudras in your hands. And I'll read you a little bit about pranapana mudra. Yoga philosophy describes two important aspects of subtle energy, prana and apana. This mudra has the ability to take in positive energy and expel what you no longer need. Think about that. You hear that a lot in yoga class. Let go of what no longer serves you. This mudra has the ability to take in positive energy and expel what you no longer need. The mudra enhances both aspects simultaneously and is used in kinesiology to boost efficient breathing. It's also great to do if you suffer from seasickness, air sickness, car sickness, or dizziness in general. Pranapana mudra. Right hand, thumb, index, and middle fingers. Left hand, thumb, middle finger, and ring finger. Five-minute hold. I will let you know at your halfway point if you need to make any adjustments. Maybe lowering the block that your head rests on, if that's possible. Continuing to breathe soft breaths, but full breaths. No technique. Deer forward pose, left side of the body. You've come to the halfway point. If there's any adjustments needed to be made, make them now. And settle in for the last 2 minutes. Have you lost the contact with your mudra? If so, let's come back to the mudra. Thumb, index finger, middle finger, right hand. Thumb, middle finger, ring finger, left hand. Last 30 seconds of the pose. Feel into the sensations. Breathe into the sensations. Soften anywhere where you feel you've taken on a little tightness. Encouraging the movement of prana through the mudra. And then slowly, making your way up, come to your seated position, and then come to your reclining position in Shavasana to transition from deer forward pose. Allowing that energy to circulate and move through the body. Open up the chakras. You'll be here for 1 minute. And slowly begin to make your way back up onto your mat. Again, we're going to go into our seated spinal twist on the opposite side. So if you need something underneath your sitting bones, please place them there now. We're going to extend both legs out again. And this time we're going to take that right leg, bring it up close to your groins, and then cross it over onto the opposite side of your left leg. Take your left arm, wrap it around your right knee, heel of the right hand behind you, and move gently and easily into your seated spinal twist. I've already started the clock. Soften your neck, soften your head, soften your gaze. Now, the one thing that we're going to do here with our mudras is called Hridaya Mudra. You're going to curl the index finger until the tip touches the web between the forefinger and the thumb. So you're going to curl the index finger until the tip touches the web between itself and the thumb. So your index finger is kind of pressing on the thumb mound. That's on that hand. Then you take the tips of the middle finger and ring finger to touch the pad of the thumb. On the other hand, let the pinky finger remain extended but relaxed. So the index finger on the right hand is pressing the pad of the thumb. The ring finger and the middle finger on the left hand is pressing the pad of the thumb. I'm holding up my hands. If you need to come out and turn around and look, I'm showing you here. Should have showed you before you went into the pose, but I didn't, so here we are. So coming back, actually, I did tell you wrong here, and I'm sorry about that. But we'll go back. I don't want to start from the beginning again. So we're going to curl the index finger on that hand that's wrapped around your knee until the tip touches the web between the forefinger and the thumb. Then we're going to take the tips of the middle finger and ring finger and touch the pad of the thumb. Yeah, that's what it is. The hand behind you, of course, has to keep you upright. So you have the index finger, middle finger, ring finger touching the pad of the thumb. Practice this mudra. You are at the halfway point, by the way. Practice this mudra if you're looking for unconditional love, genuine affection, and compassionate communication, for its ability to channel and balance the flow of prana to your heart chakra, freeing up any blockages. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pressing the pad or the web between the thumb and the forefinger. I'm saying the pad of the thumb. Now, where can you soften just a little bit? And how is your breath sustaining you? I'm sorry about the confusion. That right hand behind you is not in a mudra. You are coming up on the last 30 seconds of this spinal twist. The name of the mudra is Hridaya Mudra. Rai in Sanskrit means heart, and Daya is translated as compassion. Practicing this mudra can be a support, gently bringing things back into balance. It can also help you release pent-up emotions and unburden your heart. Try it during a disagreement to give you greater empathy and compassion. And slowly make your way out of the twist, coming back down into your Shavasana. When we move into transition, we do it so slowly, we feel like we're 100 years old. So make sure that that movement is very slow, coming all the way back. And we'll stay here for 1 minute, beginning the timer now. And finally, make your way back up onto your mat. Now, before we go into the next mudra, I will show it to you. Should have done that the last time, but I didn't. So this next mudra is called Ashvaratina Mudra. So you're going to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, honoring the spirit within Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to bend our index finger and our middle finger. Our thumb, our ring finger, and our little fingers stay extended. This is how it looks from the front. This is how it looks from the side. Thumb, ring finger, and little fingers extended. Index finger, middle fingers bent. Got it? Okay. So here we're going to extend, we're going to bring that right foot into the left thigh, and we're going to take that left foot behind us. Move that bolster. And let's drape ourselves over the bolster, bringing a support for our head, and come into the mudra. And I'm going to start the timer right now. So you're in Ashvaratina Mudra. Your hands start in Anjali Mudra, and then you interlock your index finger and middle fingers, bend them down, and the thumb, ring finger, and pinky finger stay extended and relaxed. This mudra is called the jeweled horse gesture. This transformational mudra, found in Indian dance, meditation, and Buddhist rituals, helps to cut through narrow-mindedness and strengthens your resolve to overcome negative patterns of behavior that may be holding you back. This mudra also enhances your digestion and circulation while sharpening and stimulating your powers of observation. After practicing this mudra regularly, notice whether new possibilities and perspectives present themselves to you. Interesting. Practicing hand mudras can actually change the perspective of your thoughts and the direction of your life. So soften in deer forward posture. Stay in touch with the hand mudra and breathe soft inhales and exhales. Maybe continuing with your sama, pranayama, equalized inhales and exhales. You're at the halfway point in this pose, this yin pose. You're coming to the last 30 seconds of the pose. Stay in touch with this mudra. Jeweled horse gesture, Ashva Ratina Mudra. And then slowly make your way up. And we're going to come on to our backs for our very last pose and last hand mudra of the day. So I want to, these mudras are not hard, so I don't have to show you before we go into it. We're going to go into reclining butterfly pose. Now, if you like, you can do your reclining butterfly pose with your bolster behind you at the small of your back, coming down and bringing the soles of the feet together. You can lie flat on your back if you like. The arm position is a little different. You're going to bring both arms behind you and you're going to rest the back of one hand in the palm of the other hand. It might be a little bit difficult to get those hands to the floor if you're on your bolster. So maybe a bolster is a little too much unless you want to put blocks back there for your hands, or you can just come flat onto your back and bring the back of one hand into the palm of the other hand. If you need to have blocks under your knees, you can place those blocks under your knees. Reclining butterfly pose. Now, whatever hand is on top is the hand that you will be doing your hand mudra with. So, getting into the position, I'm not going to start the timer yet. I'm going to tell you how your hand mudra will go. So, we are going to do one of several things here, and you have to decide which mudra you want to take. First of all, you'll connect your thumb and your first finger together if you're in search of wisdom. You'll connect your thumb with your middle finger and your thumb. So it's thumb, middle finger. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Connect your middle finger and your thumb. Just your middle finger and your thumb for patience. You connect your ring finger and your thumb for energy, or the pinky finger and your thumb for communication. So thumb and first finger for wisdom, middle finger and thumb for patience, ring finger and thumb for energy, pinky finger and thumb for communication. Choose one. And I'm going to start the timer right now. Think about which mudra you took. Contemplate your reasons for taking that mudra. Allow yourself to sink into this lying butterfly pose. Breathing soft breaths. You are at the halfway point in lying butterfly. Can you soften your jaw just a little bit more? Maybe tuck your chin just a little bit. Lengthen the back of the neck. Can you feel the closed circuit of energy? No open areas on the body. Feet touching, hands touching, fingers touching. Let go of any thoughts now. Any reasons why you chose the mudra. And just invite the energies of that mudra into your heart, into your being, into your cells. And the last 30 seconds of the pose. And then finally, extending your arms down, your legs out. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll to one side of your mat. And slowly rise up to seated. And I'm adding this hand mudra in, an open heart hand mudra or a fierce heart hand mudra, something that we were taught. A little bit more complicated. Look at the palms of your hands. Hook your little finger. Hook your ring finger. Hook your middle finger. And bring the pads of the thumb and the index finger together. And bring these hands to your heart. For fierce heart. A fierce heart doesn't mean fierce in the way of mean. It means fierce in the way of strong. Take 3 breaths here. Again, little finger, you're looking at your palms. Hook your pinkies, hook your ring fingers, hook your middle fingers. Bring the pads of the index and the thumb together and bring to heart center. Pinky fingers resting against your sternum for fierce heart mudra. Take 3 breaths. And then bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, honoring the spirit within. And I honor all of you. Namaste.